Hello, everyone. My name is Gray, and welcome to episode 13 of my art journey. Where we last left off, I was practicing drawing arms because previously to that, or prior to that, I was learning I wanted to do a catch up on how to draw bodies by using the Line of Action website that I found. Basically, I take a bunch of images of, models, people posing, and I try and see if I can figure out what are like the basic fundamental shapes of their bodies so that way I can kind of take that guideline and apply it to future drawings that I'll make, later on. And so with the previous episode, I noticed that my proportions when drawing arms were a bit off, and I realized that I need to learn how to pretty much break the entire human body down piece by piece. Obviously, not all human bodies are shaped the exact same, so I'm well aware of that. I just want to have an understanding of a basic guideline in my head, so that way in the future, any modifications to that base guideline that I make could be done realistically, basically. Like won't be too exaggerated, because I said this a bunch of times. I'm well aware not all art styles are super hyper realistic, but I want to draw something that's a bit more realistic than exaggerated. That's the art style that I am working towards. I kind of have it in my head, right? I have a visual in my head of what I want my characters to look like. How I want how I want their limbs to be shaped, their overall bodies, face. I don't want it to be hyper anime, but I don't want it to be like photorealism almost. It's kind of a weird in between. Honestly, I think the hardest part, like what really makes something look anime-ish, is the eyes, and I think the eyes are what I'm having the hardest time with. I might have to go back and practice that because they either look too off, like they don't fit on the face, or they look like anime eyes, and there's not my attention. I can at least see how anime eyes came to be from just doing the drawings myself. Like I can see how an artist would go from a regular human eye shape to what we now see as the de facto Japanese anime look. But that's not really what I'm going for. It's a lot. It's a lot of trial and error. But for this video, back on topic, I'm doing hands, drawing hands. I found images of hands off of Google, and I imported them into my drawing software, and I was drawing over them. I didn't want to trace them entirely, bit by bit. As I said before, I want to break it down to its shapes, its fundamental shapes, so that way I could understand how to draw a hand even if I had no guideline. And it was actually pretty doable. I learned that the palm was kind of shaped like a God, like the palm is shaped like a pentagon. It's a pentagon, right? 5 sides, yeah. It's sort of shaped like a pentagon, where the top tip of it is where is aligned to where the middle finger would be. Because if you look at the human hand, the middle finger is elevated higher than the rest of the fingers. So you can kind of look at the palm of the hand as a pentagon, and then the fingers are sort of segmented into individual cylinders. I kind of thought they'd be rectangles, but they're really cylinders. Kind of like disjointed at where the knuckles would be, like where the not knuckles, the individual bending points of the finger. I don't know what they're called. I don't know human anatomy that well. But yeah, so that's what I was. That's what this video is. I'm basically taking a bunch of images of the human hand that I found on Google, excuse me, and I was kind of drawing over them, breaking them down piece by piece to see what they look like. I think the length of the fingers almost matched the length of the palm, give or take. Well, roughly, obviously, like using my hand as reference. My hand is pretty big, so using my hand as reference is kind of hard. But generally, the length of the fingers matches the length of the palm. Well, from the base of where the fingers are to the top of the middle finger, that's kind of the same length. So I have to keep that in mind for future drawings. The thumb is, kind of separated in of its own, but also it's kind of divided into 3 parts. The hardest part is drawing the hand at different sides, because obviously the hand isn't flat. If I'm drawing a hand face, from a front angle, it's pretty simple. Well, it's actually simple, but when drawing the hand from the sides, where you see the thickness of the hand, like the girth of the hand, that's very difficult. I think I'll just have to wing it when it comes to determining the width of the hand from the side, especially when you talk about different hand positions, like different bendings of the fingers. When you move the thumb up, it will change the shape of the palm. The palm mostly stays the same, no matter if the fingers are bent or not. The only exception is the thumb. Like if you move the thumb up, that kind of changes the shape of the pentagon palm hand shape. I try to document some of it in the video. Yeah, I try to document some of it in the video so that way you can see where where my thoughts are, little things that I notice. I try to write it down on the sides. I've been doing that in all my videos up until now. But yeah, so I think this is a very informative time. Seeing where seeing how the hands are shaped, the fingers are, how they'll be shaped. For my next video, I was planning on drawing feet, but then I realized how often am I going to be drawing bare feet? Usually, if I'm drawing my characters, half the time at least they're going to be in shoes. I think I'll draw feet much later on, because what I really want to do is put everything together. I have yet to draw a full character. I mean, I have yet to draw clothes on these people. They're still silhouettes. They're still like mannequins. I want to put everything together. So for my next video, which should come out Thursday, I'm going to put everything I've learned together and draw a full body character from the head to toe, including the hands, the face, the nose. I haven't made a video drawing noses in a while. I think I might keep the nose simplified for this video, and if maybe with a future video I'll go back to drawing noses. I want to jump into just drawing a full body, because I think the best way to learn how to draw these individual body parts is by when I draw them all together. Like, yeah, like I want to just jump into it. I want to make a lot of mistakes, because I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to draw the full body head to toe. I'm just going to do that over and over again for like the next 2 weeks, and to the point where it becomes second nature, because I don't want to get too used to drawing these individual body parts separately, because putting them together is where the real magic happens. Like, that's where I'm really practicing body proportions, if I'm putting it all together. Like, that's where I really learn, okay, how long should the arm be in comparison to the torso? How large should the hands be in comparison to like the face, right? The shoulder widths. Oh, the shoulder widths are very, difficult. Of course, when you take into account the human body is not always the same, it's a lot. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut the commentary here. This video should be a bit on the shorter end. I hope, because I don't like my videos being too long. Because me personally, speaking from a viewer's perspective, unless the video is really interesting, any YouTube video beyond like 20 minutes is kind of pushing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just been TikToked. My brain has just been melted from TikTok. I don't know. My attention span might be shot. But I try to not make my videos too long, especially since I know I'm not a professional. Maybe if I was someone with like decades of experience, I could make a 3-hour video of me drawing and people will find it interesting, because the end result, the product, is very good. I'm an amateur. I'm literally an amateur on the internet whose only drawing experience is just copying cool fan art off of Google Images and drawing it in class and school and showing around, hey, here's a picture of Gogeta. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and keep the video short. By the way, I don't know what happened with my past video. I intended for my previous video to come out Saturday, but for some reason it didn't. I don't know if I just forgot to click a button or if YouTube just thought the video was messed up. I set the video to release Saturday at 2 p.m. as per usual, but when I came back to check on my channel Sunday, all of a sudden, literally the video was just, it was Sunday or Monday, I think Sunday. I came back to check on the video and it wasn't uploaded, like it wasn't published. I was confused. Hopefully that won't happen with this video, because I'm recording this audio on the same day as its release date. November 4th. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna cut it there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and by next video you should start to see the final product. I might make a video. I don't know if I've done enough to warrant a before and after, because I was thinking of making a video where I can show how my art was before and how it is after. But for me to do that, I would actually need a before picture, and the only before pictures I have are me when I was in high school or like middle school, and I don't think that's really. It might be fun for like a video maybe a year from now, when I'm actually got good results. I'll do that. But anyway, that's episode 13. I'm Gray. Thank you for watching, and I am out.